Just wanted, whether we are accepting it on record, that the county government of Nakuru has made a request to National Transport Safety Authority, NTSA, to issue them with logbooks for vehicles that were registered in the year 1910. 10 of them. That somebody is paying public money to process a logbook for a vehicle that was registered in 1910. Is that what the Senate of the Republic of Kenya is being told?
Okay, so raises a value for money. For you, it's a value for money question, isn't
Can
it?
a 1910 vehicle be existing anywhere in the Republic? That somebody can say, let us budget money, we pay NTSA to process a vehicle for an asset. You can call a 1910 motor vehicle an asset,
No,
Chairman.
it is.
Okay.
And pay money to NTSA to give you a logbook to show that you own that vehicle. That's what I wanted to hear from Governor.
Okay, Governor, you just note that. Senator Dulo?
Chair, as you've heard from the Governor, I remember over the years we have asked IGTRC to fast track the process of actually handing over the assets to the county governments. And I believe counties will not be able also to dispose of most of the vehicles unless they are handed over with the logbooks and all that. So as a committee, and I think it's not only Nakuru, most of the counties, they even have vehicles that are scrap metals right now. And even those scrap metals, you cannot dispose them off without the documentation and all that. So from my part, I believe we should be able to call in IGTRC, NTSA to fast track the process of actually handing over all those vehicles to the county government so that they can finalize this matter, because it's taken over 13 years for us to conclude on this matter, which doesn't look very healthy. I thank you, Chair.
In fact, on that point, members, if you allow, and Senator Omogeni, maybe we should be telling NTSA to waive transfer fees where the transfer is not commercial, where it's as a result of that constitutional transition. Because why should they charge a fee for transfer of 1910 vehicles? Maybe it's a recommendation we can make, but the governor will advise us, being the person on the ground.
To add on that, maybe IGTRC should be able to give us the list of all the property, or rather the vehicles, that are supposed to be transferred to those counties. Then we can have that discussion.
Okay.
Maybe we can write to them.
Senator Wambua, but let's avoid reopening or speaking twice to the question.
Chair, we will only speak twice if there is need, and I'm not speaking twice on this, but I'm just wondering what she's saying and what you've just said about the transfer of the logbooks to county entities and the inability or the unwillingness of county governments to dispose grounded motor vehicles. The question that we should be asking ourselves is, there are vehicles belonging to county governments which are owned with logbooks. They have the logbooks, they own the vehicles, they are grounded. Are they disposed of those vehicles? So that the non-disposal of the county vehicles should not entirely be blamed on lack of transfer of logbooks to county governments. It's something that we've engaged on very, very many times, Chair. Why do we have so many vehicles lying in yards, some in garages? They will never be rehabilitated. The ones that they have, their logbooks, have they disposed of those vehicles?
Okay, yeah, I think that's a very important clarification. Senator
I don't know whether you can direct the OAG on these annexed on motor vehicles, because they are burnt vehicles, they are grounded, they are also operational, but without legal ownership. Can you direct, because I can see some, the locations are not known, the status are not known. So is there a possibility of you ordering that in this, to the OAG in this year under review to follow up and status? Chair, there was a proposal and now it is towards Parliament that either through education or any committee, we should, as Parliament, and Senator Sifuna, who might want to run for president, should note this very carefully. We can prepare a policy so that all these grounded vehicles to the government or counties and national should be taken to TVET for our sons and daughters to use for training, especially in mechanical.
Some of them are running archaic technologies.
It's unfortunate, but that is a situation. But we, instead of selling them without value, we give grounded to TVET for purposes of training. And Chair, this comes in conclusion, sorry for taking long, that there is an NTSA regulations that they want to do inspection for vehicles and all that. So 1910, what will become of it? I know those rules and regulations are coming, and the chair of, I know it's not comfortable me saying this, but I should say it, that there are regulations that are allowing NTSA to do what they are trying to do. So I don't know, we are yet to vote.
So all these vehicles will have to be inspected by NTSA.
Sorry, the report recommended we annul and we celebrate the chair of delegated legislation. So NTSA implementing an illegality. So allow me, Chair, to rest there. Let me not reopen.
Okay, thank you.
Because the man from Taraka is getting spirited.
Let's close the vehicle question and go to the land
one
question.
point that if Cherargei has any ideas, they're in government now. Let them just do those things he's saying that we should do, because under the next government, we are dealing with electric vehicles and other new technologies. We cannot be teaching our children how to drive a vehicle that was driven by the DC of Nakuru in 1910. That's not possible. So let them just finish. They have 12 months to finish all these things, and then they evacuate.
Yeah, I think the World War I vehicles don't need to be taken to TVETs. No.
Serious now.
Governor, I think make your response brief, because really we are not talking of loss of funds here. We're just talking about prudence in management of resources.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, members. And I like that spirited debate, because actually here we have an issue. One, without the logbooks, even if it's from 1902, we cannot dispose. I mean, we just cannot. We would run. We'll be in trouble. We actually, I'm being told that there's a time before my time where they tried to dispose such assets and they could not because there are no logbooks. So one is that issue of the logbooks. Two, for us, we have made a prudent decision based on finances that for the vehicles we have paid to have NTSA get us logbooks. Those are only the serviceable vehicles, not those that are sitting on stones. But I think, Chair, you have just cracked it. If we could get NTSA to give us waivers on the transfer for those that don't move, maybe at nominal value, then we would be able to dispose of those vehicles, and even if it's 1,000 here, 1,000 there, maybe be able to buy a new vehicle. So that has been a problem. We can't dispose because we don't have the logbooks, and we also cannot go get logbooks for vehicles that are actually not serviceable at all. On the land issue, so that was that on the vehicles. And on the land issue, as we said, we have 10 that we have involved the EACC. Thankfully, one has been returned. The other 9, the investigations are still ongoing. There's also an issue as far as some of the other land from the State Department of devolution, or where they are not, initially they have to identify the land, value it, and then transfer it to us. So they keep telling us there's no budget. So there's also a financial implication that has made the progress very slow. So those are some of the issues as counties we are facing, but I also agree with you, and I think Senator Dulo said it very well. If you could have the GRTC people before the Senate, perhaps they can help hasten or kick the ball further down the road, because they really hold the key to unlocking a lot of this. And when they are slow, we are also grounded. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, Mark, so then we maneuver to the land question, because there's a substantive matter there that will bring up the land issue.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I just want to bring to the attention of the committee that when it comes to the transfer of assets, they are broadly categorized into 2. There's the assets held by the defunct local authorities and the assets of the devolved functions. When it comes to assets of the defunct local authorities, there's a Gazette Notice number 2701 of 24th March 2017, which transferred all those assets of the defunct local authorities to the counties as is where is basis. That was done. What is still pending, Chair, is a transfer of national government assets now of the devolved functions like agriculture and health, which were held by the central government then. So, Chair, that's, I think, where we are on that.
So on the issue of the motor vehicles, auditor, keep it in view, broaden it out so that we can establish whether there is misapplication of public funds. Now, coming back to the land question, let's just, so that